Hey!
Hey, second place.
Hey.
Catchy, that music is really catchy, isn't it? Good evening. Good evening.
Hello.
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 How's everyone? Okay, I'll do my proper intro. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Ideal Home Show, episode number 128. On tonight's show, we will be talking about all the news from the vaping world.
All of it.
Or
Every single bit.
Most of it. Most of it.
Anything that's relevant.
Yeah, only the good stuff. We will also be talking quite a lot about squonking.
Ooh.
Quite a lot about squonking. We will be talking about things we've had for lunch and breakfast and things like that. We'll be doing Travava later on. There's an epic mod show. I don't want to ramp people up too much, but there is an epic mod showcase this week.
And there actually really is an epic mod showcase this week.
It really is epic. And as well, a very, very cheeky troll of the week, sent in by an Omi. So we'll have that to come as well. So it is action packed. I know we've said that before and it hasn't been, but tonight's show is action packed. We'll also be doing a very, very, very cheeky giveaway live on the show. So have your fingers ready in chat. Let's crack on. Brad, Bradley, how has your week been? What did you have for lunch? What are you drinking? Or what does it look like you're drinking? What are you vaping? And what have you had any embarrassing parenting moments yet in your fledgling parenting career?
Yeah, the first 2 weeks have been rough, I can tell you that much.
Yeah, they're the hard. It just gets easier constantly as you go along. The first 3 months of murder.
The first week was a breeze compared to this week. I've had less sleep than I've ever had in my life this week.
Yeah.
So
In all fairness, you usually lay in bed till at least 10 o'clock.
Yeah, fair.
You have been. You've had it good for a while.
I have had it good for a long time, and it's karma's come back around to bite me in the ass.
I told you not to do it.
He's been saving all of them. I was up, haven't you, Brad? Saving them. I was up just storing them, storing the extra sleep.
I wish it really did.
Relying on them.
Charge the battery pack. So yeah, surviving on very little sleep and a lot of coffee is my entire week thus far. I am still vaping on the Le Carte pod. This little guy in his pouch.
Mm.
And I have got some... I've lost the bottle, but I've got Dem 2 in here. It's... For some reason, in pods, I just seem to prefer the tobacco-esque.
Yeah, they need to be a little bit harsher, those weaker devices, don't they? The juices need to be harsher.
No, I've got this up to 20 milligram nic salts.
Yeah.
And I think in doing that, it has almost completely replaced everything else this week. Every time I've left the house, this is the only thing that I've taken with me. Is daft for me as a modder who's always got 2 mods and 10 batteries and 3 bottles of juice and a fanny bag full of goodies. To now just slipping this in my pocket, it's been weird actually. And I've got the SVA Pinto, and yes, I call it a Pinto because I'm convinced they named it after me. And I've got Cactus Jackie in this one. And as much as people don't like it, I do like the little turn on light. My inner child loves it. And the trusty prototype abstract mod from the beautiful Mr. Dacus.
Oh, I'd forgotten about that.
Oh,
now I'm jealous all over again.
I can't forget. I love it too much. This, ever since I've got it, has been set up on my desk. It's my office mod because I'm too scared to take it out of the house.
Oh, very nice it is.
And for lunch, I think in between crying sessions and burping sessions, I managed to squeeze in a peanut butter sandwich and then went straight back to tears and baby poo.
You got to stop all this crying, Brad. You've got to stop it. It's doing you no good. Your eyes are puffy. I can say it's no good for you, Brad. It's no good for you.
I'm getting dehydrated. I'm crying so much.
Yeah.
And to sort out the dehydration, I'm on the Punk.
Hey.
The beer that sponsors the show, of course.
Great minds.
Ah, there we go. And what was the question?
Any embarrassing moments from parenting so far?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I had a perler on Tuesday. The wife and I went out to go meet up with friends. We'd been through the park, been through the mall, chatting to friends for about an hour, and we sat down to have a coffee. And she leaned in and rubbed my face and said, "Oh, you've got some mustard on your top lip." And I'm like, "Oh, that's strange." And she'd rubbed it into my mouth as I realized I haven't eaten anything with mustard today. That was baby poo. I'd been out in public with baby shit on my face.
Nice. Nice.
And worst of all, she rubbed it into my mouth.
That's recycling.
Yeah, and somehow I didn't mind having shit on my face. It was remarkable.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, you have to leave your dignity at the door.
Yeah, like you said earlier, you lose your dignity on day one, and I'm hoping to find it somewhere around year 18.
Yeah.
I'm going to fire this one back at James because we miss your pretty face.
Thank you.
How has your week been, my darling? What are you drinking? What are you vaping? What did you have for tea?
Ooh, tea, nice.
Tea. And we know you don't eat breakfast, but I still can't understand this. So I was wondering, do you eat a midnight snack? And if you did, what would be your dream midnight snack?
Oh, that's a good food-based question.
I've got food on the mind because I haven't managed to cook a decent meal. It's just been sandwiches.
Well, welcome to my life, sandwiches. Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Brad. Sorry to hear about your poop-related incident.
I washed my face before I came on the show just to make doubly yellow stain or...
Your moustache is looking awfully thick this evening, Brad. That's not moustache. Thank you. Week has been good. Fortnight's been good. I've had a pretty good fortnight all in all. I did watch the show last week, and it was good. It was good. I thoroughly enjoyed the Try of Batavia section. I thoroughly enjoyed that. That was my favourite.
Of course, you went on last week. Either way, I wasn't on either.
I wasn't. No. I had last week. I had a little bit of a reunion sort of thing. Back. Before pre-child, pre-boy, I used to run every month. I used to do a thing called a good Thursday, where once a month I would have we'd go out for a few bit. Me and 4 or 5 friends go out for a few beers, do manly pursuits, darts, pool, dominoes, something kind of a little bit blockish. Drink beer, come back to mine. I'd have something like cooked, maybe something like a chili or super spicy chili, or maybe pulled pork, something like that. And I would just something you can kind of stick in the middle of the table, have a few more beers, have a bit more crack. And I used to do them once a month on a Thursday.
Every Thursday?
Once a month, usually the past.
I suppose it's all right if you don't do it too often. You wouldn't get too addicted to it if you only had the crack once a month. It'd be all right.
That's it. It was once a month, and it was people who I didn't, because I'm reasonably social. I go out on a Friday night and see a certain circle of friends. This was a different circle of friends. It was a lad I went to school with, and I was really good friends with at school, Paul Cranner. And it started because I looked him up. I hadn't seen him for years and years and years, and I looked him up. And it was because I was watching an episode of The Big Bang Theory, and Sheldon Cooper kind of made us think of him because he's a clever lad. He's a programmer, and he's a clever lad. And Sheldon Cooper reminded us of him. Found him through Twitter. So I used to run this Good Thursday thing through Twitter, and that's why it's called a Good Thursday, because it was hashtag Good Thursday. I did that for a fair few years, and we did kind of jot around. It wasn't always me who entertained, which not necessarily taken in turns, but somebody would whoever kind of made the suggestion kind of cooked and went back to theirs. And obviously the pub would change depending on that. It was good. It was really good. And so it was a bit of a reunion of that.
Sounds good.
My brother decided to do one, and because obviously I couldn't really host them here with a little upstairs. And it was good. It was jolly good. We had a good laugh, and we drank beers and we reminisced and all that malarkey. It was good. It was good. So that was my Thursday last week. What have I been doing this week? This week I have been. I did a little bit of maintenance, a little bit of skunk maintenance. I had a lot of bottles, kind of building up where that I'd took them out of skunklers. And I hadn't cleaned them. I just put a new bottle in there with a new flavouring. So I had a couple of them kind of what needed washing out, because you can just kind of pelt them away. They're still good. They're still good. So I did a full wash of like maybe 8 bottles or whatever. Yeah, exactly like that. So I did a full maintenance on these bottles, and I lost one of them little, the little caps on your bottles.
Yeah.
Which I love because they make threading the tube so much easier. The amount of times I've been there trying to jam the tube and into a solid.
Do you mean the ones on the silicone ones of mine?
The ones on the silicone. I only use silicone ones. Them super softs. Super soft. Is that supposed to be an ironic name? What is good? I realise, and we'll get back to this much later in the show. I realised that at the time they were great, but they are not super soft. So anyway, I thought
it's that famous Italian China.
Pardon?
It's that famous Italian China. They've done their best.
Yeah. So anyway, so I did a full wash, and I lost one of them little things, and I could have just went, I've got others. I've got spares, but I knew I'd just popped it. I just popped down the thing. I'll take the U-bend off. So I took the U-bend off. It's the first time I've ever done it. I'm a bit of a DIY. I've only owned a house for 5 years or something, like 6 years. And so anyway, I took the U-bend off, put the sink, put the dish under the catch, the water and all that sort of stuff. I knew, I was like, I can DIY. Dish underneath, catch the water, screw it all off. Gets the U-bend off, catches all the water, gets the little O-ring out there, puts that into to one side to kind of wash again, and took the bowl of water, just poured it down the sink. I hadn't put the U-bend back on; it was everywhere. Like, God, what kind of? And you know what it is? I laughed. I wasn't like, oh my, what have I done? I was like, that is proper amateur. So that was me. That was me skunk related DIY story. What else have I done? I tell you, I've been watching Lost in Space. Been binging.
I've watched all of that this week.
What do you think?
Go on then. What do you think?
I liked it. It's a good twist on it. It's a good twist. I don't remember there being so many women in the first one, because obviously the Doctor's now a woman.
It's a bit slow.
I haven't seen the first one.
Pardon?
It's the first one. Isn't this series the first one?
Yeah, but this is a remake of the original.
No. It's a remake of an old thing. Old 60s or whatever, 60s series, 50s, 60s series.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
And I quite like it. The new robot is kind of a bit weird. Sometimes I look at it and go, they've spent a lot of money on the budget on here. That robot looks good. Then other times I think that's just a dude in a plastic suit. So but it's been pretty good. I have enjoyed it. I've also been watching the new season of.
It's a 7 out of 10, isn't it?
What do you say to the accusation that it's a bit slow?
It's not.
To start with, it was the first couple of episodes. It was a bit slow, I thought.
It's kind of character building or whatever. It was alright. It was. It's a next job, isn't it? Pardon?
Once it gets going, it's all right. It's just the first episode. I thought this isn't doing a lot, and it sort of picks up and it gets better. I think.
Yeah,
I'll definitely watch more.
I won't give it away, but the twist at the end does set it up really nicely for a follow-on series.
Yeah, oh yeah, it does. Yeah.
Well, I think the original ran for ages. Ran for absolutely ages. I would have liked to see, Stranger Danger, Will Robinson. Would have liked to have said that more. That would have been good. That's kind of
Danger is a different show.
that's the catchphrase, isn't it? Stranger Danger, Will Robinson. Stranger Danger.
No, Stranger Danger is what you tell your child.
It's only danger. He only says danger, doesn't he?
Anyway, I've been watching that, and I've been watching Roseanne, the new season of Roseanne, which is totally weird. Then people look very old and in widescreen. I don't know whether I can get on with that. It looks live studio audiences, and everybody's so very, very. There's only Darlene who hasn't really aged that badly, and I don't know it's 20 odd 30 20 years. I don't know. It's a few years since the original ones, but seeing them in high definition and in widescreen is odd. I'm not sure I can get over it. That's me telly. So what am I drinking? I have just
a few questions about your friend.
Yeah.
The one sitting behind you.
Oh yeah. This is. I was going to mention this. This is from 2 weeks ago. This is John asked us the question. I've deliberately dug him out. John asked the question, "What was the best thing you've ever won?" And I mentioned that I'd picked this out of a grabbing machine. However, I was corrected on the Friday afterwards, and my good lady wife said, "No, actually, I think you'll find won that for you out of a grab." And I was like, "Are you sure?" She was like, "Yes, I'm sure," and she was staunch about it. So, Emily, I'm very sorry. Yes, you won this, and I love this. And isn't it just
who is it?
Freaky looking thing you've ever seen in a grabby machine for kids?
Grim, isn't it? It's a bit grim.
Isn't it? I love it.
Share?
Yeah, it does look a bit like Cher, actually.
It's also a little bit different for children to be touching Michael Jackson.
He's definitely smaller in real life by the looks of it.
He's got the glove. He's just far away, Rick. He's got the glove on and everything, man. That's some freaky stuff. Freaky stuff. Get over there, Michael. There you go. Oh. So yeah, that was from 2 weeks ago. I meant to post a picture on the group, but I totally forgot about it until tonight. And insisted I mentioned it and set the record straight that the best thing I ever won, I didn't win that at all. So that was that. What am I drinking? I've just cracked open I haven't took a slurp yet. This is I don't know what this is. I don't even know what this is. A Vedette.
Yeah, they're not a bad lager. They're a blonde sort of lager.
Yeah, it's definitely a blonde.
Belgian ale.
Where's it brewed?
Belgium.
Is it Belgian?
Yeah.
It's got very little information on the back. It says extra party. Yeah. Hey, extra party with Vedette. Yes, you like to extra party? That's probably racist. I'm worried about doing accents after Poor Pooh being taken off The Simpsons this week. So that's what I'm drinking. What for me lunch? I had a sandwich. I didn't have a ham salad sandwich. I had a prawn salad sandwich. It was nice. I enjoyed it a lot. And I'm not a breakfast person, as you well know, and as you mentioned. I'm not a midnight snacker. However, I am a big fan of a supper. I like a late night.
Yeah.
So around about 9, 9:15, and I kind of miss it. And as soon as the show ends, I'll run off and make something to eat.
Damn to a midnight snack, I suppose.
And I can tell you, I had a late night snack last night, and I had noodles. I had UFO noodles. I don't know if you've had these before. They're like a dry ramen noodle, and they are easily the best noodle like noodle snack pot sort of thing I've ever had. They're superb. So yeah, that's my week. That's what I'm drinking. Oh, what am I vaping on? Yes, we're a vaping show, of course. I am vaping on the Logos with a Viper V2 and a whistle on top, and in there is Tobacco Crunch made from concentrate. I am also vaping on, as per usual, the Shadow with an X and another whistle on top of there, and in there is Custard Cream by Spectrum Vaping. Which, speaking of Spectrum Vaping, I spoke to Sean at the start of the week, and after recommending the Custard Cream to Ali, and he sorted out a discount for the group. If anybody wants to use Spectrum Vaping and get some Custard Cream, God, it's the best Custard Cream you're ever going to try. I've tried a few. I used to quite like Mrs. Lord's. I honestly think Spectrum Vaping kicks it into touch. iOS 20 will give you 20% off all of the site on.
You sell out.
I'm looking for sponsors. I'm not looking for sponsorship, but I would definitely have some merch. If somebody wants us to wear merch, I'll wear merch. Just send me merch. I'm joking. And I'm on a mech. And I'm not just on any old mech. I am on the Ideal Ormiest Show. Ideal Orm Show-est. I'm on the most Ideal Orm Show mech you've ever seen. I love this, Brad. I'll absolutely love it. I'll just try and get there into shot.
Hey.
So this is a phobia. A phobic. It's
is
a
it
phobic.
phobic or is it an original trypophobic?
It's got the doodad on the bag. Can you? It's I don't know. Anyway, I'll tell you why it's the most Ideal Ormiest Show mod in the world. One, it's made by Brad. So this is made by Brad. It's got an Ideal Orm Show door on there. It's got the Rick Modmaker bottle
510
and 510. It's got the Turbino, which Mr. Richard Vick sent to us, and the battery. I don't think you can say the battery is a Just Add Nick battery, and in there is lemon crack from Just Add Nick. And even, I mean, it's a little tenuous, but the wire that's in the build is some stainless steel, some 4.5 stainless, some 0.45 stainless steel, which I got from Mark Selby, who was also on Just Add Nick. How is that? Has anybody got a more Ideal Ormia Show mod than that? I don't think so.
Nobody in the world has.
Anybody? I don't think. If you have, put it on the group, and I'll send you a vinyl or a shinal. So that's where I'm vaping on tonight. Who we got left? Rick. Have we had Rick?
No, go on.
Man, I'm getting myself confused. Rick. Yeah. Okay, Rick. How's your week been? What you drinking on? What you vaping on? What did you have for your lunch? And if you could have anything on a mod, so I'm showing you Ideal Home Show mod. If you could have anything on a mod that isn't Ideal Home Show, and you've actually probably got the ability to do this. If you have anything on a mod, a person or an object or a thing, what would it be? What would you like on a door, on a mod or whatever, that kind of thing? Did I toggle? I said toggle up there. Over to you, Rick.
Okay, yes, I have to think about that one. Yeah, week's been good. It's plodding along as we usually do at Modmaker HQ. Yeah, not a lot happening. A few little bits in the pipeline. Watch your space stuff coming. Good stuff. Yeah. Right. What did I have for lunch? Today for lunch, I didn't have chili. Today for lunch. I had a salad, a Niçoise salad of sorts.
Oh, that's got egg in it.
I had a poor man's Niçoise salad because it was tin tuna, not tuna steak, but it was very nice indeed. Thank you.
Niçoise salad sounds very foreign.
It's just a tuna, new potatoes, eggs, salad, some vinaigrette, and it's just quite nice.
Okay.
Yeah. It's usually tuna Niçoise would be like a medium rare sort of salmon bits chopped up in it, and
Okay.
but we had a tin of tuna. We're a bit poor.
No.
Bit poor. What am I drinking? I'm drinking as well. I'm drinking Punk IPA like Brad. Can't beat it. Good normal all dayer. Drink it all day. It's good.
It is. It's an all-day drink.
It's a good all-day beer. What am I vaping on? Right, I'm vaping on. I've got, like James said, I've got a reasonably Ideal Home-esque mod, and I've got my Tripophobic Mex Gonka from Bradley. Thank you, Bradley, for that. I've thanked you before. I thank you again. I'm using that with my Derringer converted. Loving this, really loving this. Honestly, if you've got one of these, convert it. It's as good as any small 22mm Atty out there. It really is. I'm loving it big time. And I've got my little cuboid bottle in there, and I've got just some plain old black currant 6mg that I made. That's what I used to vape all the time, and I wanted to vape it again. I missed my old straight up black currant juice, so I made some 6mg 60/40 juice to put in the little guy, and it's great. Loving it.
It's probably worth, sorry, just giving. Oh, sorry, a little bit of echo there. But it's probably worth stating that officially the square cuboid squonk bottles that modmaker.co.uk do fit in the phobic. So if you've got a phobic,
oh yeah, if you've got a mod,
upgrade your bottle today. If
you've got a mod that hasn't got a curve in it to take a round bottle, then that's the same diameter as one of those the round bottles. But you get
most thing like that's the SVA.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, and you get an extra about 1.5 milliliters in there. It makes all the difference, I think. I like it.
Nice press as well.
Yeah, and it sort of fits flat against the hole as well, which is quite cool.
Yeah. I invented them. I don't know whether anybody knows I invented them. I just happened to invent square bottles. I asked the question, why do we need round bottles when we've got so much extra space to fill? I happened to ask that question one day on UKS, and lo and behold, square bottles were invented.
I think you definitely, for that effort, you definitely belong in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
The inventor of square bottles.
No existing or former host can ever be in it.
Well, if he ever leaves,
or former,
he's going in there.
Well, haven't we already put a former host into it?
No,
haven't we?
No, it's like that's rule 1.
We should change the rule.
Yeah, we write the rules. We can change them.
Yeah.
I'm not going to mention that we should change the rules just to get me in the Hall of Fame, just because I invented square bottles. But I'll talk to you. If the people want that, then how can we go against the people?
I've got some new juice as well. In my Haku and my Chris Scott Mackenzie KO, I have got. Thank you very much, James. I've got the Handlebar Frank.
Oh, gee, Frank.
Which is nice. It's nice, really nice. I'm enjoying it. I need to fill up actually. Yeah, nice tobacco, not too tobacco. It's just great. Loving it. Really nice.
Splendid.
Another nice to go up the nick levels up to 6 and it's something that you can calm down a bit with. You can have a calmer vape with it. I mean, I'm still ripping on 3 milligram in my other mods. But it's quite nice to have a couple in rotation with 6mg and some slightly thinner juice that you don't have to crank the hell out of it to vape on. Nice. So yeah, talking of cranking it, I've got my Goon 1.5 on my parallel with Voodoo Brew in that. And finally, I've got, thank you very much, Richard. From Richard, I've got a D Ice Spiders mech that Richard sent me.
I love this.
Which, yeah, I used it. I hated the design on it. Hated it with a passion. It was ridiculous. As Richard said, it wasn't grammatically correct because it had one spider, but it had ice spiders on it. And it was just had no relevance or style to it. But the mod was sound, and I tried it, and it's like, yeah, it hits well. It takes, 18650s and 2700s. And I've just happened to have a couple of decent 2700s laying around, and I put it in there, tried it. It's like, yeah, I love it. Then the next day I woke up and thought, right, I'm going to get my little polishing rig out. I stuck it in there, put it on the pillar drill, and took the sandpaper to it and got rid of the logo. And it's
that's great. That's great.
100% better now. It really is a mod that it's as good as any other mech I've tried. It hits well. It's solid lump.
You totally fixed it. That was the one thing that was really tedious with it.
It's actually, I'm noticing now it's getting dirty. It's still almost there. It needs another go. You can sort of, I don't know if you can see, it's just sort of still there a little bit. But I spent half an hour sanding it. But there's no reason why I'll buzz it round again and get that off. But no, really like that. So thanks for that, mate. And that's sub 50 quid for that mech. Brilliant. Really is.
Yeah.
And finally, no, that's it. That's it. Done the phobia, haven't I? Yeah.
Yep.
Richard.
Hello.
Oh, is there a question? No, I've got a question, haven't I? What would I want on a door? On a door of a mod? You know what I would like? I would treasure most on a door on a mod? It'd be a picture of John Martin's face, I think.
Yeah.
Definitely. Easily. No, nobody else. John Martin. Because I love him.
I will see what I can do for you.
No.
And then you have to use it.
I would use it. I'd cherish it.
If you do it slightly blurry, it'd be like Che Guevara.
Yeah. Yeah. You'd probably have to blur it because it'd be so stunningly beautiful with a full, proper lifelike picture that people will be stealing it off me.
He's a handsome chap, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hides his light under a bushel, though.
Right, Richard, how's your week been? Have you eaten any rice this week? What are you vaping on? And another animal-related one. If animals could talk, what do you think would be the rudest animal?
Okay. You do a quick refresh, Rix, you're echoing. Okay, so this week has been good-ish. It's been a bit stressful. I've had a few irons in the fire this week, burning my candle from both ends, etc. But yes, it's a solid week. No major issues. Oh, was it this week I spent £800 on my car? Other than that, it was fine.
What did you have to do to your car?
Discs and pads.
You should have changed the pads a little bit earlier. I'm not going to steal the steer.
Yeah.
That's quite a new car, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's only done 29,000.
Then it's probably your driving is to blame.
Oh, I don't know, but I'm only responsible for the last 12,000 of those. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where the next ones go. Yeah.
Do you stop a lot, Rich? Do you find yourself stopping a lot? Are you stopping? Is that what it is?
In the car, not excessively and not sharply. I don't know. I don't know. But now they're my pads and my discs, and I take full responsibility. And on show 208, we'll find out how I'm getting on.
It was the first 20,000 miles that knackered them, I reckon, not yours.
Yeah.
I'd imagine you'd be a gentle driver.
Very gentle.
Well, like a taxi driver, I'd imagine you to drive, like just nice and cruise along.
Yeah, very gentle. Overall, very gentle. I'm sometimes late, but yeah. So that was tedious, but other than that, busy, but good. Busy, good, but good. Drinking Hop House Lager from Hellscape Brewery, is it? I don't know.
Guinness.
They've actually got that on tap in the pub next to the Premier Inn at NEC Airport.
Good. Oh, yes.
Me and Todd went in there and had some.
Yeah, me and John went in.
Yeah.
Yes, so that's all good. I do really like that lager as far as lagers go. So that's that. Lunch, I had rice this week. Yes, I have had rice this week. I'll tell you what's happening, right? We're converting our garage into a playroom. But part of the job is knocking down a wall in the kitchen. But the wall in the kitchen that's been knocked down is stuck to this is a vaping show. Stay tuned, everyone. It is fitted. It's fitted to the fridge. You know, like when you've got a fitted fridge freezer. So it looks like cupboard doors, but it's fridge freezer. That's stuck to this wall that's getting knocked down. So goodbye, fridge freezer. So we've decided we're eating everything out of the freezer. So there's nothing in the freezer by next week. So I had some fish cakes that we decided to freeze, and rice with that.
I've got some news for you actually about rice. And Annie actually served dinner yesterday with some Uncle Ben's rice and suggested I mentioned to you that we had the Mexican rice.
Yes, that's the best one.
With our sort of pick and mix salad and meats and things dinner.
Yeah. That's a good one. It's a good one. It's a good one
nice.
for the old buffet style. Yeah, that's my favourite, I think, Mexican one. So yes, so we're eating out of the freezer, blah blah blah. Was there something about an animal? Oh, cheekiest animal.
Rudest. As
in,
if it could talk.
So very back chatty and smart.
I don't know. It could be whatever your perception of rudeness is.
Filth.
It could be filth.
Yeah, I think filth really.
It's got to be the chimpanzee, hasn't it?
Ooh.
Cheeky monkey.
Don't know.
I don't know. A rhino might have a right gob.
A chimp would be cheeky, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, I could see a rhino like swearing like a docker.
I was thinking badger. Badgers would be very sweary.
I think they'd be quite sarcastic. The badger.
Yeah, quite miserable, quite grumpy.
Yeah. It's got to be
throw it out to chat. What was it? Rudest animal if it could talk.
Yeah.
What you got in chat, peeps?
A goat would be quite good, I think. A goat.
Goat, yeah.
Or a llama. They spit, don't they, and stuff. They really go at it. They do.
Yep. The stories a llama could tell.
Yeah.
Graham Vincent thinks a beaver might have a little mouth on it.
They seem quite sweet, though, the beavers, don't they?
Richard said llama as well. Hyena. That's not a bad shout.
Yeah, it's not
They're
bad.
nasty bastards, aren't they?
Yeah, rotten, awful things.
Robin. Andy Fairchild says a robin. That's a curveball.
No, robins are lovely.
Sweetest little thing ever.
And you know, they could be really bitter about being portrayed on Christmas cards.
Yeah, it would be really funny.
Completely seasonalized. Is that a word, seasonalized? It is now.
It is now.
I suppose Gary Dibley said a sloth. I suppose it could be like the old guy in, what's it called? Father Ted, is it?
Oh, yeah.
Jack.
Jack. It could be sloth, could be a bit like Jack, couldn't it?
Drink.
I would imagine them as more like American kind of stonery kind of dudes. Kind of
I'd imagine that if sloths seem quite friendly, but if he was going to be rude, he's got time. He'd take his time to really work out a good cuss to say it. You know, he wouldn't rush. He wouldn't rush it. He wouldn't just go in and go. He would wait his time and really have a cutting remark to have. I think a sloth that would just bury you instantly.
Crows. Richard Jack thinks crows. I don't like the idea of a crows. I like Richard Rushton's suggestion of a goldfish. That'd be good if you just wandered around the bowl going, "Can't."
They just seem a bit oblivious, though. Goldfish, don't they? They just don't do a lot. Yeah.
Can't. How many are we allowed? 8. Right. So that's the animal thing. Yeah. Got some good suggestions there. Dolphins. Yeah, dolphins got a really cheeky face, haven't they? Who said that? Dolphin. Daniel Goodchild. So yes, we've interacted with chat. Tick. Vaping on. I'm vaping on my 2 phobic mods with iOS doors. Now got an iOS door for my Delrin one, which has a Druger on top and custard lemon from Killer Custard Inn. This one is the Goon on top and has a juice that I am not prepared to mention.
Oh, are you keeping secrets from the group?
No, no, I don't know. It's a juice by a company that I don't like. And so they don't get a name check.
Wow, that's good. I think.
Yeah, it's fair play, isn't it? It's all right. Yeah. The Recurve from Mike Vapes. Might get Mike Vapes on one of these weeks.
I think we should. Yeah, I'd quite like to get Mike on.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we'll get Mike on, chat about this before it's old news. The recurve on top of my favourite daily banger. I told you it would be, Rick, and it is.
It works, though, don't they? I mean, that's mine as well. My daily banger is the same thing.
Just if it was too, if it was all stab wood and everything, I would stop myself from using it all the time. And the fact that it's just a functional. You don't need to be precious with it. It's about a 30 quid, 25, 30 quid bit of plastic. That. Yeah, I love it all day, literally all day. If I'm at home, especially if I'm on the desk, it's just getting absolutely rinsed. Bottle a day, easy in there. So I love that. And the recurve still going strong. And lastly, this is the Baby Ness from Loch Ness. This is their latest one.
Really does come out of the water. It's born in the water.
Yeah. And that's got the Savour RTA from 3C Vape on top of there. Don't know if you guys have heard of that.
No, it looks all right though.
Yeah, it's all right. It's the Ness, the Loch Ness, the Baby Ness. So these guys used to be mega high end, didn't they?
Yeah.
They had that stab Ness and all that, and then they did quite a mainstream Loch Ness mod, and that was an 18650 regulated, and it was way chunkier than this. This is very small, actually, very slim line, but is actually a 21700 regulated.
I think was the first one or a dual 18650.
Maybe that would explain why it's called Baby. I don't know. I haven't got that.
Yeah, there is a dual.
Yeah, is it made by Envy? Is that it was made?
Yeah, Envy. Yeah,
looks cool. Looks the new one looks teeny. I'm not surprised it's called the Baby.
It's really slick, very comfy in the hand. They always were very comfy in the hand. Still very comfy in the hand. It's got a little like a mother of pearl bottom. That's a bit random. It's still got their own boarding. They're persisting with that. I think it's
like an SX350J board in there.
It does a bit, yeah. It's very slick. Very slick mod, this. Very slick indeed. Very, very suited to the thumb firing situation. But very nice mod, and I'll be reviewing this in the following days. So that's a cool mod, and the Savour RTA. Okay, that was hand checks. I think we start with you, James, because you are Mr. News these days.
Yeah. Blimey.
What's in the news, James?
Okay, let me just bring up my. I'm not prepared at all. I'm normally at the end. I'm all a fluster. I've normally got my news on my iPad, and my iPad's all flat. Okay, we have got a couple of new 16mm RDAs coming to market in the next couple of weeks, and I've got some details on them. I've got a couple of new mods coming, with a couple of new mods which are regulated. It's nice to see regulated mods coming in. It's pretty much on a weekly basis. We're getting new mechs or thereabouts. It seems as though the people are piling the new mechs out, or new versions of their mechs, or Bomber Pro versions, or MOSFET, or whatever FET it is. And it seems as though they're coming out fast and furious, whereas regulated or the same slim pickings. So we've got a couple of them to talk about. I haven't got a lot of details on everything, but I have got some details on a couple of them. And I've got picks, Rick.
Which one?
Can we look at, first of all, we'll look at the Boomstick. Have you got that? Lovely. This is from Boomstick Engineering. This is a new 16mm mod. New 16mm ATI, and it is looking quite nice. There's going to be a few different options on this. I'll give you the details first of all. It is going to be available in stainless steel with brush or a blasted finish. You can see the two different finishes there. It's all pig insulators. It is 20mm in height. Without the drip tip, so it's only a little fella. I mean, it's a 16mm.
It's small, yeah.
Isn't it small? Isn't it small? Juice well depth. You've got a 3mm juice well in there. It's got a 510 drip tip.
Is there another image? Are these other images for it?
I think we've got 4 or 5 with this, showing some deck pics and that sort of thing. That's it, lovely. So you can see it's a 2-poster design. Got a couple of different chambers. There's a couple of things which are a little bit different from your regular sort of thing. We're getting 2 different chambers available. We've got this one here showing you the tobacco chamber, which is kind of a stepped finish, and we've also got a kind of a fruits. I mean, I've not heard this before. I don't know whether this is a little bit of a gimmick or how true it actually is.
Not sure.
The rounded chamber is aimed towards fruits or you slightly more creamier flavors, whereas the stepped one, what we've just seen, is aimed towards tobaccos. Now, I don't know how true that is. I'd like to try them both and see if there is actually a difference. It's nice to have a single RDA with 2, because I've always wondered about the shape of the inner chamber. What difference does it actually make? Sometimes they're just flat off. Sometimes they are domed, and it feels as though a domed is the better option. Should we be directing the air towards it? But I'd really like us to try them 2 back to back. So anyway, it's pig insulators. Height is just 2 centimeters. It's a tiny little thing. It's a 2-post design. It is 1 milli air hole. It's a proper mouth along this one. You've got a 1 milli air hole either in single or dual mode, but you've also got a slotted airflow option as well there.
1 milli air hole. That'll never work.
Who would want 1? It's a proper mouth to lung. And it's the chap who's made this, whose name I have not wrote down, is saying basically you can have a single front coil, a single diagonal coil, a single vertical coil, or you can run a dual coil in it. And it's ticking loads of boxes for me. I think it looks quite good. I like the options on it. Has
it got a spacer if you wanted to run one coil? I mean, to put a coil on one side, it'd be a bit pointless having a space around the back.
No. I think those posts are central. I think they're central posts there. So I think you're running the coil directly above the airflow. Right.
Yeah, it's a wraparound job, isn't it?
I think it is. It's a tried and tested method, and it's got Phillips screws in there. I'm not a big fan of. I rebuilt the Tabino at night. Excuse me, and I'm not a fan of hexes. I'm really not. Excuse me.
No, it's a bit of a pain having different Allen key sizes, I think.
No, you see, it changed in that picture. Now it's got Phillips head screws.
Oh, it's got flathead now, yeah.
Well, yeah.
You've got 2 in front there.
You can see you've got 2 sets of screws there, which is very groovy having that.
I just went full idiot and pointed at the screen with my hand, thinking everyone could see what I was doing.
Easily done.
I do that so often, not with the mouse. So that is the new one from Boomsticks, and they're out of Italy. I think that's an Italian one. The next 16 milli either I've got to look at. I have got no information from. I've asked for some more information. I haven't got it yet. This is the E-Phoenix 16 milli. And all we've got on this at the minute is a couple of pictures. So you can see it's following the normal E-Phoenix styling.
Oh, is it an RTA?
It's a 16 milli 2-post.
It's both. So they're doing an RDTA and an RDA, aren't they? Both squonky, I think. Sure, Mark Todd's already got it. It's probably Mark's hand.
He gets everything, that boy.
He does.
Got it all.
The one on the left there,
Oh, sorry.
Look at that.
That's fine. The one on the left there, the original E-Phoenix. I really quite like that. I really quite like it. I'm looking forward to seeing what the 16 milli version is like. I don't know. I've got nothing on pricing. I've got no pictures on the deck. I've got literally nothing. I've asked for it. When it comes, I'll bring it. It's just kind of a first look at it. E-Phoenix are bringing out a small, possibly mouth to lung.
I was going to send you a link to this, but I knew you'd be on it. If the flavour is absolutely incredible on the 22 mil, so I can only imagine what that is going to be like.
I think the styling from E-Phoenix, I think, is a bit. I don't want to say questionable. I think it's some people love it, some people hate it. It's kind of a chalk and cheese sort of thing. However, the flavour on their tanks have always been exceptional. I know they've had quality issues in the past, but I think I think that's behind us now. I am. Excuse me, 1 second.
Oh.
That is Mott White's lemon crack, I think.
Something down the wrong pipe.
It's
No, I've been vaping lemon crack. Okay, what's next? What's next? We've got we've got a couple of mods as well to look at. So the first one is, let's bring up, is the Killick Customs Explorer. Let me get a drink. And we should have picks. We should have, yeah. Have I got numerous picks on this one?
there we go.
Lovely. So this is, excuse me, this is Kelly Customs Explorer. It's a new squonker from Kelly Customs who made, who've got a little bit of a name for themselves at the minute. I mean, they've been on the go for quite a while. But they do seem to have come to favour in the last few months. This is the Explorer. It is 34.5 milli by 45 milli by 78 milli. It's an 18650. It's printed SLA. It is a bottle system by Armour Mods with a custom feeding system. So I noticed they've got a couple of things. So they've got the bottle feeding system by Armour, and you've got the 510 from SVA in there. It's a DNA 60. In this one, as you can probably tell by the picture, it's a fully custom-made battery tube and cap, and it is all systematically 3D CNC'd.
It must be one of these that's smaller than it looks then.
I think it probably is. I mean, like I say, the dimensions are, what's it, 78 milli high?
That's quite short.
Yeah. It looks chunky, but then when you sort of remind yourself how big the DNA 60 screen is, that's quite a small.
You can
how do you find it then? Is there more pictures?
No, there's only that.
Is there more?
No, there's that one. That's the only one.
Oh, that's a bummer. I've got more. I
mean,
they don't show off a lot more than that, to be honest with you. You can see though, it's got a little bit of a roundness to it, but I think it's going to be quite ergonomic, and I think it's a pretty good. I quite like that screen position, just kind of in your hand there. I don't know. It's a little bit different. It is a little bit different.
For me, it totally depends how you fire it.
Yeah, where's the fire button on it?
Do you see that's exactly what the other pictures would probably show you. Give us 1 second, see if I can bring them on my phone, and then just we'll go like totally lo-fi here. And
those two buttons on the top look like they could be the up-down.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
And it does need a fresh battery in it because it's got a bit
flat.
Of yeah.
So,
I would want the fire button to be there.
So here we go. So you can see that. I think that is the up-down buttons there.
Yeah.
Did you say that? There's the so you've got them on either side of the screen of the display there. So this is terribly lo-fi.
Do it works.
Yeah, it's fine.
And
just be careful what pictures you show.
Yeah, that's doing on there. I have got a little bit of a picture of the engraving on the side. You know what? I haven't got a picture of the fire button. I presume it's on the end. Well, you can see that that's kind of a
not sure where
skyline.
It almost looks like a skyline. Yeah,
that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. There's a skyline there. I'm just gonna. I honestly don't know where the fire button is. How poor is my research?
Well, it's kept us intrigued. We'll have an update on that, I'm sure.
We're keeping it secret.
Okay, and the last one is from one of my favorite mod manufacturers. This is the IMRS, which is a new version of DNA 75C version of the RS 356 and the other RS mods out there. And we should have some pictures for this as well, Rick.
Oh no, I've shown them all.
No, there's definitely more pics.
Bear with me, then I'm going to have a look again. I downloaded the whole lot earlier.
I'm going to have a look as well.
Okay, I will have a look as well. So anyway, so there is, and again, I haven't got a lot of information. It's a first look at this this new mod from Infinity Mods. It is the I think it's just called the RS at the moment. It's purely in prototype.
No, there's no more picks.
No more picks. Oh, that is terrible.
See, I'm thorough with my downloading.
I'm terribly sorry, Rick. I'm terribly sorry.
Made me feel like I was doing a bad job then.
No, that's all on me. Then that's all.
Can you guarantee the Omis a little thread in the group, James?
I can certainly upload. You're absolutely right. Let's just bring them up again. Let's go totally lo-fi, and let me bring them up on my phone because I have got more picks. So this is the new one from Infinity Mods. It's apparently I haven't got any actual dimensions, but somebody mentioned that it's actually a little bit smaller than the original 356, which is the smallest, by far the smallest mod I own, which is regulated. I'll give you a comparison. This is the original. This is the Owless version.
That's good size for regulated. Yeah,
it is absolutely teeny tiny. It's a little taller than the 4-bit there. It's a little wider than the 4-bit.
Not by much. That's really impressive.
For a regulated mod, it is absolutely teeny tiny. Let's see if I can pull up the pictures of the Proto. Where are you? I probably can't put myself on the spot. If I find them, I'll just kind of show them in this tiny little thing.
Them in the group.
Yeah, bang them in the group later.
I will do that. Terribly sorry. Are we going to leave Drive Batava till the end? That's the end of my news there, I think.
Oh, okay.
I'll be honest with you.
I'll quickly do my news. Brad's got a little thing to shout out, and then
cool.
And showcase.
Yeah, it's all to come. Stay tuned, people. Okay, so I do have a little bit of news, and that news is in vaping.com. In their blog, they talk about the mass recall of a vape product, and guess who's made this vape product?
Don't know.
Was it me?
It's the views. Okay, mass recall of vape product. The first ever recall of a mass marketed vape product. Vape product has actioned after a series of complaints. The R.J. Reynolds Vapor Company, who own Views, has recalled 2.6 million Views Vibe power units after 10 customers reported malfunctioning batteries in their units. It's I don't know exactly what they mean by first recall. I don't know if they just mean mass market. By mass market they mean millions, the million level, or what? But there has obviously been other vaping recalls in the past that we're aware of. But yes, leave it to Big Tobacco to produce an e-cig and mess it up.
What was the purpose of the recall? You say battery. What they shoved a lipo in it and not taking into account what they do?
From what I've read around it, it doesn't go into that much depth in this blog article. From what I've read around it, it sounds like it didn't have the charging protection that it perhaps should have had.
So that could overcharge.
So that it could accept higher charging capabilities than it was.
That's the old knockoff egos from years ago. That is, isn't it?
Well, that's all Big Tobacco being capable of producing up to this point.
Not limiting the charge, and when you use a 2-amp charger and it's only can take 1 amp charge, it's
absolutely incredible, really, that Big Tobacco aren't dominating the vape scene in terms of technology with the resources they have to hand.
But they're not interested in the hobbyists, are they? They're only interested in the mainstream.
I know, but they can't
use it tuck away culture sort of thing, aren't they? I mean, that's.
Yeah, but they don't even produce the best starter kits.
No. No doubt they'll come along with a pod system of some sort that everyone all the noobs will have a try of.
Or just, as we've continually said on this show, or just buy the best pod system.
They're waiting for someone else to make a brilliant one and then buy them out.
Yeah, yeah, and they're doing it though. Hasn't somebody just bought Juul? Or am I?
Oh, I don't know.
No, am I talking to another one then? Isn't there another pod system that's just been bought out by a big tobacco company?
What's this called? Von Earl.
Really? Wow.
There wasn't Von Earl. They were the guys at Jam with. Was it Von Earl?
I would say that's the second biggest pod company out there right now.
Yeah, I'm sure they were bought out by Philip Morris.
Well, the blue is a Von Earl, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's just licensed or whether they've bought the company. I don't know what the story is there. John would probably know.
Yeah, the one he would know.
Tune in next week for full deets on that. Yeah, that's very interesting. That's the first big step if they've done that. Up to this point, their sort of management structure towards vaping has been really strategic, but very hard to sort of figure out. I mean, in America, there was several major purchasers of distribution outlets. I guess that was following along the lines of their heat not burn and trying to get it in more places and get it out there. I don't know, but yeah, they bought two big distribution outlets solely so they could presumably solely so they could put their heat not burn in it. But yeah, so their purchasing has been very strategic but unfathomable at this point. So that's a major thing. If Von Earl has gone,
it must be pretty hard from a business point of view, coming from a company, a big tobacco company that's got millions, if not billions, of pounds at their disposal. What they would strategically buy, because it's such a disjointed industry made up of lots of small companies. There's no direct entry in, is there, as such?
Yeah.
Gary Dibley in chat just says that they did buy it out.
Yeah, and he says that the VIP people were bought out by Big Tobacco as well. Yeah, I suppose the distribution thing when they bought that huge logistical vaping chain was that I think the logic was literally vape shops won't let us sell our product in here, so we'll just buy all the shops, and then.
But the vape shops are all independents anyway, though. A lot of them are.
Yeah, it was a chain in America with about 80 stores, so
right.
They bought out. So yeah, that was that. And then I guess if for whatever reason struggling to be innovative enough and smart enough to produce their own, I guess the obvious step is, like they just have by the sounds of it, by Von Earl and things like that.
I would hope the vaping industry would always be, because big companies have got trouble. They can't make things quickly and innovate quickly because of their size. So you'd hope all the independents like me and everybody that makes things would keep ahead of them. You'd think that would always be the case.
Yeah, I think so. Especially in this industry, it's very fast moving, very cottage, Yeah, absolutely. But you'd expect them to be at a point now where they could actually produce something of some kind of standard, but they seem to be still on CE4s.
Yeah, they just got too much bureaucracy to get it through quickly, haven't they?
Yeah. Yeah, they can't keep up at this point. Also, and we've sort of said this before. John's John's sort of big point. But if someone comes along and offers someone like the Juul guys or the Von Earl guys 10 million, 5 million, it's almost irresistible for a company like that.
It's mad not to as well. I mean, of course they've got to take it. They have to. Be mad not to from a business point of view.
Yeah. I don't like the idea of them setting up with the aim of being bought by Big Tobacco, but I can completely appreciate human nature if they do get an offer.
It's not something I understand, but a lot of people who are business savvy will have an exit strategy for a business they start.
Yeah.
But I don't know about that.
Yeah. So like the Von Earl guys, especially in the software game and things like that, their exit strategy will be, okay, we'll sell all the rights and we'll set up again as our own new cottage thing, our own little business again, and we'll bring out something new and we'll go all over again, new name, new people, do it again. So yes, so that's that. I'll try and dig out the official thing on the Von Earl thing if that's breaking. I'll do that for next week. A couple of other little tidbits as well. My camera's going crazy. A couple of other little bits as well. On Monday night, I was on the fabulous Vaping Bikers live show, Monday Night Live.
I watched some of that as well. It was good.
There you go. There you go. So that was with the brilliant Mark Todd, Dean, the Vaping Biker, obviously, and myself. I popped on to plug my new RTA. And yeah, that was good. That was good time. So if anyone fancies that, pop on to the Vaping Biker channel and check out that video. That's up there now. And he was he was very, very nice about this show, about his old show as well. Nice little shout out for us at the end of that. So it was really good to catch up with him as always. And yeah, it was a good bit of fun.
Looking forward to catching up with Dean at Expo.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that was that. Check that out if you ever get a chance. Also, if you get a chance, today, this evening at about 27 minutes past 6, I released my first video on my RTA, the Savour mouth to lung RTA, that I did with 3C Vape, and my first video explaining all that went up today.
Yay!
So
about time you've kept us begging for info for a while.
Got to give you congrats on it, Richard. It's a hard job backwards and forwards in. I mean, I've done it a couple of times in China. It takes months backwards and forwards in.
Yeah,
types, trying the things, changing it, and you really have to go do those steps to get a decent product out. Yes, it's never right first time, never.
Yeah, there was 4 official versions that we went through, and even within there, so many tweaks. You know, or just send me that part, just send me that top cap, just send me that post. And yes, literally since January I've been doing it, but I can now show you the deck now that video is up. Won't come across well on camera, on this camera for sure. But this is the deck. It is a 2-post design. The positive post is changeable, and that is how you can switch from restricted direct to lung to mouth to lung. And yes, so that's a thing now. That is officially out there now. I can show people the deck.
I can't wait to try that.
When can the people buy these, Rich?
The official release date was supposed to be the 30th of April. It's now looking more like the 4th of May. So 4th of May, various shops around the world will.
Are they going to be out? Is someone going to have them at Expo?
Working on that right now. They will definitely be at Fest. One of our vendors, announcing vendors over the next 4 or 5 days, and one of the vendors is absolutely having a proper lovely big stall at Fest, and so the tanks will be available to try at Fest. Working on Expo, that's trickier. But yes, so working on Expo, I'll update everyone next week on that.
But he says you're selling them in the toilets at Expo.
Yes, yeah, I'll be there. So if anyone sees me at Expo, go on to me and ask for a look and a go on my tank. Just come up to me and say, "I want to suck your tank."
You need a backpack full of them, Rich. A backpack full of them.
I know.
Did he have a suitcase when he'd be doing a Del Boy trotter down the market?
Yeah.
I really quite like the idea of just having putting a little fold-up table just right outside Expo.
Yeah.
While queuing around the block.
Come and get your Savour right here. Come and get your mouth. You look a mouth to lung. I'll show you mouth to lung, sweetheart. Come over here.
Recommended retail price £800, but today 30 quid. So what was I saying? My whole point was that if you get a chance after this show, pop along to my channel, V1CK, and check out my little video for my little tank. Yeah, it's not going to be, it's not going to be the grand launch worldwide like the recurve was, obviously, with Mike, but we'll have our own little corner of
worked on it. You've worked hard on it. You're proud of it.
Yeah,
you've got our support, mate. It's going to be. I think it's going to be a tasty little latty.
Yes, yeah, and really, luckily, I guess, because of doing what I do, pretty much all the really big names in the review scene have all agreed to review it as well. So You'll finally get around this, in the early part of May, you'll finally get some impartial feedback on it. And these guys will have it next Thursday, I think, as well. So
looking forward to it.
I don't believe
might
that.
have it for Expo then.
I don't believe, Rich, that you will review it impartially.
no, I won't.
No,
I haven't.
Not impartially, partially. No. What do I mean? I don't know what I mean. I'm talking rubbish again. I think you will give an impartial review. I think I don't know whether you could. You don't have an India to tell lies about their RTA.
I think when you talk about it, Richard, you're almost apologetic about the fact it's going to be quite a simple thing.
Yeah,
that is a good thing,
Yeah. My video today that I put up today, I really focused on the perceived potential negatives. I was like, I haven't invented a new deck here, and this is why. It's only 2 mil capacity. This is why, and explaining how we'll easily.
You don't need to be apologetic for doing something simple and well, mate.
Yeah, do you remember when the KF 4 came out? People hated that over-engineered, just a million. Doesn't need to be like that. It needs to work. And you know what? I think your timing is spot on as well, mine, Rich. With there seems to be a resurgence of. It's certainly in my Facebook vaping life, a resurgence of mouth to lung, of that older style vaping. I think it's going full circle, and I think your timing is pretty much.
I got to agree with that. I mean, we've got people who like their cloudy vapes. I'm a prime example. I've been vaping cloudy for quite a long time, but now I'm going back to 6 milligram and 20 watt vapes as well. I do still like my normal vapes, my cloudy vapes, but I think it's good timing with all these little squonk RDAs that are coming out. The little tighter ones. Some people are definitely liking a tighter draw these days.
Yeah, I think we're in a really fortunate position actually, because 3C Vape, I sort of agreed to work with them just because I love the conspiracy RDA so much.
It's good, Atty. Yeah, very good.
And it was purely that sort of. But there's like in Chinese terms, they're so boutique. They're not worried about selling 1 million of them. They're not worried if they don't make it to a certain country, or they're not worried. They're not worried if the whole vaping market doesn't want to buy it. They just sort of say, well, that's the way it is, and they just sort of gave me that sort of license to sort of say, look, it's going to be swimming upstream a bit, but I want a tank that vapes well, mouth to lung, and 20 to 40 watts. Like you're never going to get a major brand like eLeaf or Wismec or someone like that going brilliant at 30 watts. That market is just gone. Everyone will go 30 watts. I'm on 70 watts. What's this?
Yeah, they're targeting a niche. What's a resurging niche in the market.
Yeah, and so they just were like, well, yeah, that's fine. And they were like, if that's what it takes to get a nice thing, then yeah. And so they've been great.
It's good that they haven't tried to. I mean, you're not. This isn't going to have real mainstream popularity, is it? It's not your newbie going in and getting their TVF 32 or whatever they're up to now. That they got to put 100 watts through to get a taste out of it. This is a more niche Atty, but I think a lot of people will like it. Certainly, us lot will.
It's been really surprising since announcing its existence as well. Like, there are so many people so passionate about this style of vaping, but overall, they're the quiet. It's a quieter side of the thing, and I've had Facebook groups from all around Europe just like really excited, and can one of the people in our group just get one to talk about? And there's thousands of people in these groups, and it's like an Italian group. There's a Polish group.
It's all those people who used to vape on a K-Fun and a Typhoon GT years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago.
You mean awesome vapes? Is that what you mean? You mean the people who used to vape on awesome vapes?
Well, yeah, but there was no. But then it went cloudy, which has been fine for me, but I enjoyed my 15, 20 watt vapes on the Typhoon years ago. That was how I vaped all the time for at least a year.
14.4, 14.4.
Yeah. And it was good. It was different. You didn't rip through 20 mil or 30 mil of juice a day. You got through 5 mil of juice a day.
Oh, not me.
Running a juice.
You try really hard, you get through 20 mil of juice a day, mine, Rick. You try really hard, though.
Mainstream juice, even the mainstream juice isn't going to work. You're going to almost want to get a higher PG rate percentage of juice in Richard's tank. For my taste, I'd imagine. You're going to want a 60-40 or 50-50 slightly running a juice.
50,
yeah.
50,
and a higher nick as well.
13,
you know.
14 watts. Man, that's the way. That is how I vape. That is absolutely how I vape. That's how I like to vape.
That's like, I'm going to do a video specifically about the mouth to lung build, and the build isn't going to surprise anyone, but I really just want to explain the difference. You know, like, you've got to get that PG up a bit. You've got to get your nick up a bit, or else it's not going to satisfy you. If you're used to 60 watts with 3 mg, you know, you need 6 or 9 mg at 14 watts, you know? And yeah, thin it down and whites this. And like in today's video, explaining the 2 mil capacity thing as well. Like 2 mil capacity in a tank like this will last as long as 6 mil in a sub tank, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it will do. You only fill up once a day on a decent 6 or 9 milligram juice, I'd imagine.
Yeah. So all good. That's all good. Check that out if you get a chance. And that is it. I think it's Travava time.
Well, no, you've got a couple of pictures though you haven't said about.
Oh,
is that troll? Are they troll?
They're trolls of the week coming soon.
Okay. So,
James, have we got any Travavas?
Have we got Travavas this week? Let me tell you, we have got.
Do some filler.
We have got some of the best and the worst, the most reachingest of reaching, and the
Things
most
that remind you of vaping, but they aren't really vaping at all.
Thanks, Rick.
nice.
We have, but we've got some great Travavas.
Got loads.
We have got a few. Yep, we've got a few. Got a few.
A few. You've got about 25 in here.
This week we've got some cherry popping Travavas.
33 you've got actually.
No, well, I think you'll find some of them might actually be pictures of the Infinity Mods RS. I put them in the wrong file, so we'll get to them as we pile through. Let's.
They are. You're right.
Loads of time. We haven't got loads of time. We'll plow through them. Like I say, some of the best, some of the worst. Okay, this first one's from Alex Brewer. This is a Lego-based Travava, Triumph. This is. It's a mod natty. This is a. Did you say it was a goon and there's something else?
A goon on a tube mech.
A tube goon on a tube mech.
That's reaching. That's reaching.
It's Arkham Asylum. It's a Lego-based Triumph from the lovely Alex Brewer, who I don't think he's watching because he's at a conference this evening. This one here is from Andrew Walls. This one got a few raised eyebrows in the group.
It's a reacher as well.
I am not. You know what? I asked him the question because this week I've been asking the question. I've been saying to these newbies, these new because we've got the likes of Bob. Bob every week is supplying between 15 and 30 Triumph Travavas. Some of them make it. A lot of them don't, Bob. A lot of them don't. However, with the new people, I've been saying to these people, I've got to ask you the question. So I asked Andrew the question: did this remind you of vaping, even though it's not actually vaping at all? And Andrew said, yes, sir, it did.
It's worthy going on then, isn't it?
Absolutely. So this reminded me of a billet box, and somebody posted on the group, I really like the lock-on mechanism, which made us laugh because it's got the little...
It literally is a billet box, is that right? These were called billet boxes in their day, is that right?
I don't know. I don't know either. It's a electric meter or a gas meter or whatever, isn't it?
I would love to have a mod that had a meter on it like that.
Oh, old school VUs. That would be superb. Yeah. Can you make one of them, Rick? Like with an old school, as the power goes up, the VU.
You can get the voltmeters that have got a needle on them that can go across. But
yeah, I'd love the amount resistance to be that as well.
Like a slight light behind it, so it glowed as you were. That would be superb. Why does nobody make that? Somebody make that.
I'm going to make a voltmeter. I'm going to make one with a big voltmeter on it.
That would be awesome.
I'm even going to paint it this grey as well.
Oh, lovely, lovely kind of army tank ship grey.
Battleship, battleship grey.
Battleship grey, yeah, lovely, lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. Let's keep on going. This is from Andy Fairchild. It's Dr.
Todd.
That's good beer, actually. The Wild Beer Company makes some really good beer.
And
I've had quite a few of theirs.
They made a Dr. Toddy, but he picked up a bottle of this beer and he went, Dr. Todd, that reminds us of vaping. Okay,
That's
next
like
one.
Todd with his water, though. No, he's got a whole drinks range, Mr. Todd.
I did see. Yeah, I
Not
saw
just
that.
water. He's got the beer to get you dehydrated in the first place now as well.
That's a cunning marketing ploy. A very cunning marketing ploy. I like it a lot. Next one. This is a first timer from Ashley Buckley. I'm sure a lot of you know Ashley Buckley. Yeah, people said this was reaching. Well, John said this was reaching.
It is reaching, isn't it? Come on.
I don't think it is. That reminded me totally of a coil. I was like, I can see exactly why that reminded you of vaping, Ashley. I think that's a good one. It looks just like a Clapton bean coil up there. I liked it.
That is a reach.
No, I liked it. I disagree. I see it.
Well, you get some of those coils that have got the bits around them to hold them together, don't you? You know, you do get that.
Yeah, the coils.
I don't know what they're called, but yeah, I liked it a lot. Nice one, Ash. Next one.
This is a good one. I like this.
This is from Bob. This is we haven't just got one from Bob. I think we might only have one.
We have only got one from Bob. Well, there's only one in there from Bob.
I tell you what, he put a lot forward. So anyway, this is a really good one from Bob, though. It's a really good one. This is, I think it's an atomizer. Is it an atomizer?
That's a mod.
Yeah, that's a tube mech.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean in real life. I don't know whether it's an atomizer for aftershave.
Yeah, that's.
It's a double Travava.
That's a double. Oh man, you hardly ever get a double Travava.
We've got several double Travavas this evening.
A double Travava.
Let me tell you,
it is a special moment. We need a soundboard for double Travavas.
Double Travava.
Let's make sure that becomes a reality. Next one. This is from Bert Fenton. Look at that one. That's Mullen's house. And this next one from Colin Albans. I presume this is more perfume, more aftershave, or whatever. This is
quite good, though, isn't it? It's a bit like that E Phoenix. It's got those notches at the top there, isn't it?
Yeah, and look, he's got the 2 mil TBD compliant version. He's got the 4 mil version on the left. It's good.
It's good. That's a good
like refill bottles from. Oh, it's an RDA company. I've still got one of the RDAs.
It looks exactly like the sort of tank that Mark Todd will be purring over. In just over a week's time.
It's quite a good, nice design, isn't it? It's almost like a revolver, though, isn't it? Like a revolver barrel.
It says a lot.
Yeah.
I've seen that used a few times in Vietnam. Brad, I do like it. Next one.
Reach. That's a button. That is actually an actuator for something like a door that shows you that goes clicks on when you open a door. That is. There's a switch.
And what's it supposed to remind us of?
Vaping.
It's a bit like the nut on the 510.
Yeah. That's from Darren Appleby. It got a little bit of stick, but
hashtag reach.
Stamped, approved.
Yeah, we like a reach. We don't mind a reach. We're quite happy to have a reach, aren't we?
Absolutely.
Yeah. It reminded him of vaping, so it's all that matters, isn't it? So.
Yeah. This one, this is from Dave, from the lovely Dave Cutton.
Oh, Dave.
Go on then, I'm struggling here.
Look, if you look at the label, it's orange fizz. It's got fizz in the name.
Oh, you have the.
So what, we're going to get a can of Tango and fucking put it on here as well next
time. It reminds him of vaping. The next one, though, different.
That's on its arse, that one. That's up there with the worst ever.
That's a poor effort, Dave. Get on. Try harder.
Right. Can somebody explain this one? Why this is a
woo-wah cigar or something?
Yeah, is this woo-wah?
I didn't get it.
Meant to be woo-wah?
It could just be beer, because beer now is starting to remind me of vaping.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I have a beer, I always have a vape. But that's from Dave Groves. Thanks, Dave. I included. I was like, somebody will be able to explain that.
I can't explain it. It's got I don't know, the 5% mg. I don't know.
No, I don't know.
No.
I don't know. Remind him of vaping though.
This is mod-like. It's got a button. It's got a drip tip.
I'm guessing it's the Coolada reference.
Coolada flavors.
It's a double. It's a doubler. It's a doubler. It's Colada.
Double.
We've got several doubles. It's got several doubles.
Yeah.
And this is from David Johnson, and it's a double. It's a double Travama, and it's Colada, and it is also, it looks a little bit. I mean, it's going to be a fatty. You're going to be at 226, 650 stacked in there.
Stacked in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not bad.
This next one,
This is a good one. This is a good one for Flitzy this week.
This is unbelievably good. I tried to find the actual original of the painting. I didn't want to ask him what the painting was, but I did see on his feed. I did see on his own personal feed that a friend of his had kind of said, I thought this was a picture of a mod. And he was like, "Yeah, I've got to explain. There's this British
It's got to be
show.
Salvador Dali, isn't it? Salvador Dali. It must be."
Well, I looked through about, I don't know, 40 or 50 Salvador Dali paintings, and I couldn't find this particular one. But what a crap! That is possibly.
That's in the top 10. That's going in the top 10.
It's possibly one of my feet. Yeah, definitely.
We got to have a board. We should do a board for top 10 Travava.
We need to do a special video that gets uploaded of the best 10 and
of the best 10. Yeah. I mean, I have started the Facebook page of Travavas, and I will try and update it as a person. But this one I really like because one, it looks like there's a mod sitting on the table. That's one thing. Two, it looks like.
It's that old Vivi Nova. Is it Vivi Nova? What's that little tank that used to be about years ago? One of the first sort of tanks when we were all on C4s. It could
totally be any of them. But this is almost like a triple. Like just bear with us. It's almost like a triple.
A triple.
Hang on, now you're reaching.
What you've listen. So what you've got on the table there, what looks like a mod on the table. But secondly, when you then look at what looks like the reflection or whatever.
Shadow.
The shadow. Yeah, but it's in fact a cutout on the door. That also looks like a modern Addy. So it's a modern Addy but then including the little side table, which also looks like a modern Addy. But that cutout in the actual drawer looks like a squonk hole. That could be a mod shaped squonk hole it's almost like three.
Oh yeah.
3 Travavas.
The triple. It's the legendary triple.
It's a fourth wall break within a fourth wall break.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
It's very sort of early Instagram-esque as well. That's the sort of pose that people do on Instagram.
That's a good one, Flitzy. Very good.
I absolutely loved it. It was a good. Next one. This is from Hugh.
It's a good one.
Now, here's the thing. Is this actually vaping?
It's a vape, isn't it?
It's a vape.
It's that rhythm. It's that vibrating thing. The Usonic Sig or Uson Sig or whatever. I don't know what it is. It is a vaporizer of sorts, but is it really vaping? And therefore, is this an ironic try of Travava?
Yeah, I think that's what I was going for. It's
Yeah,
very ironic. Travava.
I think so as well. It's a weird system that that whole on-off lever thing is such a weird thing.
I quite like the idea of that. It's different, isn't it? A bit different.
It is different, but this is
it's very different. Doesn't it vibrate to produce vapor?
This is the thing that vibrates at 100,000 times a second or whatever to create vapor, which I don't think that
it would generate heat. That sort of vibration with it, then I suppose.
And then
we need to talk about this mod on the show.
Well, literally, we don't know a single human in the world that's got one.
Yeah.
So there's just it's the jury's been out on this for about a month.
I want to try one. Yeah. Anyway, next then.
Hugh GSE. Okay, next one is from Ian Chandler. This is from Ian Chandler. Look, it's Jim Martin. He saw it.
Yeah, fair play.
Yeah.
Remind him of it, but that's. I mean, that I presume he's took in his car.
At least it's not a bloody license plate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a legit.
We've got one of those coming though.
We have, yeah. Here we are. Look at this.
This is that mod.
This is the Infinity Mods prototype, yeah, which I knew I'd uploaded. I knew I had. This is it here.
It looks beautiful.
Let's hark back to this. Doesn't this just remind you of vaping? So this is the IM356 I mentioned earlier. So it's a DNA 75C. It's going to be a little bit smaller than the regular RS356, and it's looking groovy. I really like. I don't know if you've noticed there the actual screen. That's obviously a custom screen from Alessandro. He's a big motorbiker. He loves bikes, and that's kind of it's mimicking that. I don't know if you can tell. It looks a little bit like a kind of the bike rev counter on a motorbike. The buttons there on the Proto, I think they're going to be SS in the rail one. It looks good. It looks really good. I'm a bit of a fanboy when it comes to IM mods. I really like it. Next one. This is from John. Now John posted this on the group. However, this was from Bobby Drago. Bobby Drago actually took the photo. It's a Wanko, isn't it?
Yeah, I just saw that. Yeah, it's a Wanko. He's obviously not in any Western country. There, he must be in China or something.
He's in Hong Kong on business, I believe. And that's his mate too. John has kindly emoji faced his head out. And it remind him of that ill-advised RDA.
It's not actually a bad dripper, that, you know. I actually got mine out the other day and think I'm going to get it going again. It isn't a bad atty.
Did nobody mention that Wanko? I don't know. It's a thing, isn't it? It's definitely a thing.
Resurrect my Wanko, definitely.
Get your Wanko out.
I'm going to.
Lovely. Next one is from Robbo. This is from Mark Robson. And these are obviously soy sauce bottles. But the people who have been in the,
also available on modmaker.co.uk.
Yeah, there was a time that I kind of alluded to this try of Batava earlier on when I was talking about bottles in my introductory section, when Super Softs were the best available, because Super Softs were basically replacing.
Do you know what? Bottles. These soy bottles are actually, I prefer them to the Super Softs. They are softer. They're quite a good little bottle.
They're definitely squishier. Like I say, I'm sure Super Soft is supposed to be an ironic name, right? Cratters. Absolutely cratters.
Mark Ski.
Oh, excuse me. This some nice My Textile buttons.
They just switch. People in modding, people who vape see switches and think switches remind them of vaping. These switches do a lot more than just go on mods. There's nothing to do with vaping. This is reaching. It's a switch.
It's a switch, but
I think as a mod maker, you see it as a reach, but as a normal vapor, I totally get it.
It is. It's totally subjective, isn't it? It's totally.
When you go and press a button in the lift, it's a button. You know.
But if it reminds him of vaping, he takes a picture, he sends it to the show. You know what? It'll be on next week.
That's good enough.
Lovely. Next one.
Reach.
Excuse me. It's from Matt Fox. No, he said. He said
taking the picture of the side of the motorway.
He said that the picture didn't do it justice. And imagine that in real life, what it looked like was a field of atomizers. If you look in the background, especially on the top left, we've got what looks like tank style atomizers, and again, it's another legit drive to Bravo. He saw the pic. He saw the field. He took a pic.
Granted, it deserves a place on.
I like that he took the picture. He saw it and all that sort of stuff.
Absolutely.
But execution 3 out of 10.
He's on a train or whatever. He couldn't go back. He couldn't. It's a one-shot job, isn't it? It's a one-shot job. He's like, oh, I'm never getting on this train again.
I sympathise.
Oh, this ain't a bad one. This isn't bad.
This is from me. Excuse me, my throat's gone again. This is from me. This is a it's a whistle. It's a muffler whistle thing. Oh. It's what the kids have in the cars to annoy the oldies.
Is it?
Apparently, I don't know.
So what does it do? Make a special noise?
It just whistles as the exhaust fumes come through it. It creates a whistle, and as your revs build, the whistle gets louder and louder. It's basically
I've never heard a car whistle.
the cheapest man's rip-off of a cheap turbo.
Yeah, I was going to say, does it make a whistle, or is it just like a turbo sound?
A turbo, like a turbo whistle, a supercharger whistle.
Just a sort of, yeah, not a real whistle, not like a real whistle then.
Oh no, it'll build up right in the high revs. It'll build up to a proper whistle.
Yeah. They've been banned in America, in lots of places in America, I believe, because they're just annoying people. But if you look at the picture in the middle, it looks just like a Kia funny sort of thing. You know what I mean?
It does.
Fair play.
Yeah, that's not a bad one. Yeah.
I only bring legit drive guitars. I'm not messing about.
However,
the next one, let's look at the next
there's no place being in life or nature anyway.
This I didn't get at all, beginning to end. I sat staring at this forever, and
look. It's a 510. There's a 22 mil disc, and there's your hole in the middle. The squonk hole.
That's it. Look. He saw it to remind him of it, but he took the picture. He sent it in.
Oh, you're kidding!
It's a cockatiel something, is it?
Yeah, cockatiel squid or something like that, isn't it?
Or parrot squid or something.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't like it.
No, it doesn't deserve to be alive, that thing, all on here.
So it's a fish. What's it got to do with vaping this? What?
It's a
the
510.
510i.
Oh,
Fucking circle.
behave. That's in top 10. That's on that is on the bones of its ass. That's just a nice picture.
Next.
This is from Ollie Redmond. You know,
Tings.
Tings.
Tings are reminded him of Gus, didn't it? Because Gus says, and Tings.
Oh, God. Ollie.
Very, very niche.
Fucking hell.
It is. That'll go to a select market.
We got one here we've had before. I'm sure we've had this one before, haven't we? Oh, no, we haven't. We haven't, no.
We talked about it on the group, didn't we?
Yeah, well, this is from Pete Nixon. And this is another double amp because obviously you've got the Atty in the background, the modern Yati streaming out. But the one in the front kind of looks a bit like a drip tip.
Does a bit, doesn't it? Could be a double. Could be, I'd say, I wouldn't quite say a double or 1.5. I reckon.
Did we get to the bottom of the face?
It's like a Vamo face, is it? What, is this meant to be a mouth and an eye there or something?
No, that's a window and a shadow, Rich.
Oh.
Right, okay.
The mouth is just a shadow from wherever was sticking out on the below the window, and the window is just a window.
It looks like a face.
It does look like a face.
Is that a ladder sticking out of the?
But that's a set of steps or whatever. That's the shadow being cast from that.
How would you get to those steps then?
Up the big bit. Up the big
Those
bit.
steps take you to the top of the cooling tower.
Oh,
that is a
that's
really
off-centre,
good
that drip tip,
Travavo.
though. The drip tip's off centre. I wouldn't really fancy that.
I don't know why drip tips have to be. I mean, I don't know why drip tips have to be. We've had Atties without drip tips in the centre, haven't we? I think that's acceptable.
Nah.
No, I would have that. I would definitely have that.
It's a good Travavo anyway.
Not bad. We got here some cans. Oil petrol cans.
That's cans.
Or jerry cans, are they?
This is almost a new feature within the feature. Rick guesses the Travavo.
I like this one. This really, really puts me in mind of a mod that was out about a year, 18 months ago. Pardon?
Voopoo. Didn't that have a cross on the side of it or something like that?
Tesla had one with a cross on the side.
It's the Tesla Mini or whatever it is. I think it looks very, very similar. When I saw that, I was like, oh, that could work. I was, oh, no, that's not. Because obviously, when you see the jug in front for scale, they're obviously quite big, aren't they? The big old jerry cans. But I think the shape looks just like the Tesla Mini.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was called. Next one.
Right, there's a theatre.
Excuse
Go on,
me.
Rick, keep going.
Or is this supposed to be something like Expo or something?
No, keep going.
Church.
Tune your eyes down to the bottom, Rick.
Chris Scott.
There it's there. There it's there.
God.
It's Chris Scott.
That is reaching, man. God. It looks like it's almost like a spaceship with that shape going around. It could be on the Enterprise or something. They're having a little cinema night.
It says hidden orchestra performing at Leith Theatre.
Yeah.
It's a bit looks a bit swish.
Doesn't it?
That's my kind of gig. That way, we're allowed to sit down.
Well, that's why they should have a vape event where we can sit down, shouldn't they?
Right, I'm going to go and get a drink because I've lost my voice here. Can somebody just continue talking for me for just 1 second?
Yeah, I'd say this one's really reaching a bit, but there is a sort of
it's not.
But on the side here, look, if you look over here, there is a sort of one of those mods with a big screen going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a little bit extra going on in here.
Not quite dreaming an early version of Noah's Ark on the screen.
Yeah. Could this be done in a vaping world? Could vaping be entertaining enough to have an hour stage show?
No.
I know that you get your Phil Basardo Q&As and Grim Green Q&As and stuff, but
can you imagine the 4 or 5 of us doing a live show?
Well, we've threatened to do this at Vape Festival.
We have threatened to do this.
We've threatened to have a table sitting there with our mods in front of us and some beers, and we just talk.
What about a live on stage Rip Trippers review?
That's what I was going to say. He would pack out of theatre, wouldn't he, Rip Trippers?
Yeah. Well, judging by the numbers,
this could be the future of vape reviews. It could be a live vape review of a new product. You know, that's going to change your life. Because they do, these vape products. They change your life.
It's studio audience from.
Yeah.
Live from the Royal Albert Hall. Rip Trippers.
Trippers reviewing his new RDA with 5D vape.
Next.
Next, right. What's the next one? Fresh fish. Smock.
Oh.
There we go. That's quite good. That's actually the right type. That's the right font, isn't it? That's the right font for Smock as well.
Yeah.
Doesn't it look? It looks good. It looks damn good.
That's a good one. That is a very good find.
Is that a real one or a Google Images?
No, it's half a door of a thing, isn't it? Oh, a real one, not taking a picture, you mean?
Yeah, have they really taken that picture? Because if they have,
yeah, I think so. This is from Tom Beatty. I don't think he.
I don't know how you'd search to find something
stumble
like
across this, could you? You couldn't.
No.
Well, in that case, that is excellent.
That is excellent. Yeah.
Mick Blizzard has a good comment about our idea of a live show. He says sales of rotten fruit would soar.
Don't egg us on.
We should do it just for a laugh. I think we should actually really do it.
I will do it if Mick promises to throw rotten fruit at me.
Yeah, you have to throw things at us.
How much does it cost to book out Wembley Stadium?
We'd need one of those cages in front of us to stop bottles from hitting us and stuff, wouldn't we? Like they have in the American bars in the West and stuff.
We just need a pub salad, don't we?
Yeah. Next. Oh, that is a K-Fun top, isn't it? That's like the K-Fun screws on the chamber. And that's actually looks like a mod as well.
Does it's a good one? It's a good one.
It could always be a treble. This could be one of those bottles things that with a needle on it that you refill as well.
The drippers from
not bad.
Not bad.
I like this. I liked it. It
doesn't work as a mod though, does it? The RDA is too shallow. I
don't know.
Is it an 18350 with a kick?
They don't show a deck, do they? It's a bit single coil, definitely.
Yeah.
Them and Phoenix, neither of them showing the deck.
Good one, not bad.
And another doctor.
God, Dr. Johns. It's not even how you spell John. Who spells their name without the H?
I didn't even see that. I thought this was Bonner.
Bonner, yeah.
Oh, could be a bit of a double. Urban vegan.
There aren't many vapors that need aftershave balm, are there?
Do you know, if you're going to put on an aftershave, it's got to be cruel, isn't it?
Yeah.
Got to be Home Alone.
I don't want a cruelty-free aftershave. It's got to be cruel. You know, it stings. It's got to sting you, innit?
Extra.
Like a real man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Next, how many more have we got?
2 more.
Right, there's a couple more. These are not really Triumph Patavas.
This is good, actually.
These are mine. I've seen these done on Facebook before. So I thought I'd search for people who might remind us of Triumph Patava. So we've got Triumph Patata. Patata, yeah. And then I've got one more. You know, stick that up there, Rick.
Triumph Patata.
Triumph Patata. I thought
very,
they were
very clever. I feel like you're leading the witness here.
I think you've won, James. You've won.
Next week is going to be full of these. It's going to be like K fun.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't think about that because I'm already dubious to whether Triumph Patava is just running away with itself and becoming too much of a thing. I don't know.
It could be its own show. I think
it's not enough of a thing. It's going global. We're going big with this.
Triumph Patava is a thing that's going to go.
I think next is definitely Triumph Patava on merchandise. I think we should definitely go down the merchandise.
I think we should patent the idea because I'm sure other vape shows will want to copy it.
It doesn't have to be vape shows. Doesn't have to be vape shows. You could be a car enthusiast and you could have things that remind you of exhaust systems that aren't really exhaust systems at all.
Yeah, you could.
Loads.
You mentioned earlier a Facebook page. Is that publicly accessible, or are
It
you
is.
still
I
building it?
posted the link on to if you search, because I noticed that if you search Triumph Patava on Google, there's not a great it. But if you search Triumph Patava on Facebook, you should come up with the Triumph Patava Facebook page, which I want to try and update. I want to backdate a selection from all of the previous shows of the good and the bad and the ugly. Just some Triumph Patava, just to keep people. Sometimes people come in and go, "What is this Triumph Patava?" Because it's bled into other groups as well. You know, it's you see it. You see comments of, "Oh, this is a Triumph," and people going, "I have no idea what that is."
That's what we like.
So there's a page there. There's a Triumph Patava page.
I just tried to put a link up and it didn't work. You need to give it a custom URL.
I haven't done that.
You need to do that.
You need enough members to do that, though, don't you? Don't you need to have a fair few?
Oh, I don't know. Savour one.
I have to put the link on iOS. Everyone go and join it, then you can change the name of it.
I have put the link on iOS. I think I've already put the link on there sometime in the last week. But this new version of Facebook is just bamboozling. They keep changing everything. It seems like every couple of days, things are just and things are not where they used to be, and I couldn't find it anyway. I will update the Triumph Patava page, and I will post it, or I will bump the link and sort of a custom URL. You know what it is? I tried to call Triumph Patava all in capitals. Facebook was like, you can't have it all in capitals. You've got to have it with a capital T and then everything else in lowercase. And I thought, nah, surely you can have it all in lowercase though, because it's a hashtag, isn't it? It's an acronym. I want it all in one. I didn't want it.
It doesn't matter for the URL, does it?
Just the page name. The page name wouldn't let us call it.
I know, but it needs a URL so I can link it properly in here.
I'll have a word with Facebook about that.
Please
I'll have
do.
a word with Mark.
He's been
Mark can help with that. He'll sort that out.
Lovely job. Thanks, Rick. Anyway, that's the end of Triumph Patava. Thanks for watching.
Very good.
How long did that go on for? That went on for a long
35 minutes.
Jesus.
Okay. I'm going to really quickly slip in Troll of the Week and we'll finish on the beautiful mod showcase.
Let's jump straight to it. Come on.
Here we go. Troll of the Week. Okay. Sent in this week by a fella called James Blythe.
I love this.
Okay, so it is trolling size. Soliciting and posting of bills prohibited. Various bills posted on here.
I like
very,
that.
very, very nice. Very good.
Very
and the effort someone's come back to this sign prepared with stickers. I love it.
Oh, you got all the favourite bills there as well, haven't you? Yeah.
It's got all of my favourite bills.
I don't know them all, actually. I only know some of them.
Clinton, Cosby, Gates,
I know them.
Murray.
But who's Oh, who are the others then?
There's Bill Nye, the science guy.
Yeah, Bill Nye. Yeah.
The guy with the top hat, is that
Bob Dylan?
Yep.
Yeah, Bill Dillon.
Bill Dylan. Is he a brother or something? Bob's brother.
Is that who's that?
Pee Wee Herman.
What is that? Not
Bill Nye,
not
science guy.
Is that not Pete Doherty in the hat?
Yeah, it looks like Pete Doherty. Yeah,
Bill Doherty. That's I think that might be Billy Hendricks.
Is that Bill Robbins? Looks like Tim Robbins.
It looks like a football manager. I don't know. Well, there we go. But that's a beautiful thing. Next.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. I'm sure they're all called Bill.
Billy the Kid, apparently. They're saying this one is proper out there.
Yeah.
So, obviously, it's very self-explanatory. But what were they really trying to prohibit?
Eating sausages or holding two sausages. Eating, I'm drinking, isn't it? I don't know. Actually, there's the eating, or maybe licking, eating, and drinking.
No lollipops, no fizzy drinks, and
no sausages.
Please don't eat two sausages. It must be Germany, is it? It must be in Germany.
I think so. I think so.
No bratwurst on the train.
I love the preparation that's got in this troll.
That is just amazing.
He's got the lines down the sausage and everything, hasn't he? That join up, that match that.
Yeah, it's incredible. That
it would have been better if he had a lolly in another hand, someone sitting behind him with a hand holding a lolly, and then someone having a drink as well.
I'm going to say one step further and call the whole thing a Photoshop job.
Ooh!
Look at the tree directly behind the sausage. It's gone.
No, it's sort of there though.
Nah, that's Photoshop job.
Reflection and no, I don't know if it is.
Come back when you've had more than 11 seconds sleep.
That's a good one, I think.
Yeah,
one more.
It's probably easy. It's probably easier to go on a train with sausages than to Photoshop with that. Sorry.
I love this one. Because it takes you a second to realise it's a photo.
Taking a photo as well, yeah.
Yeah, photos like autographs. So that's very, very good. And I love the face he's pulled as well. So that is Troll of the Week. Brad.
Yes, darling.
Mooch is in chat.
Oh, hello.
I messaged him earlier.
Mooch is in chat.
Drag you onto the show, Mooch.
He didn't reply to me.
But Brad, you were gonna say something.
I was going to claim the iOS fame that we called him out on the show last week. That it's a bit high time he launched his own Patreon, and he's gone and done it. Mooch has officially launched his Patreon, and I'm pretty sure everyone agrees he does a hell of a job. Sorry, got distracted. He does a hell of a good job hunting down and testing a million different batteries, basically for us.
Absolutely.
His advice on every single battery I've bought for the last year. And I've gone out and I've bought batteries and then checked what he says before I use them.
Well, let's pin him down. Mooch, do you want to come on next week and we're going to talk about your Patreon in depth? And
I've added a link into chat of Mooch's Patreon. Check it out, people. No pressure, but I don't think there's a more deserving Patreon in the vaping game.
No, I don't either. I mean, he has, and the fact it's not about making money, although he obviously needs a living. He has to buy these batteries.
Yeah,
you know, this is to buy all these obscure branded re-wrapped batteries, pull them apart, see what they are, and test them as well. I mean, it doesn't.
All of that out of his pocket.
And with all Patreon, I think it's going to allow him. I haven't actually watched his little video about it, but from what I gather, from what I've heard him say before, this is going to allow him to actually take it to the next step, where he can actually focus on vaping specifically. He can start pulling apart mods with built-in batteries and looking at what's actually in there, and if they were advertised correctly, if they were actually fit for purpose. With this support, he can very much specialize for our benefit, you know, and that's key. And yeah, if he could come on next week, that'd be great.
He's not just testing the round cell batteries now either, is he? He's like you've said, he's pulling apart mods, and he's probably going to start testing lipos.
Yeah.
I think what basically in his video, what he says is basically, I'll be working for you, the vapor, and I'll test whatever you want me to test, including voltage drop him on a couple of times, and that'd be brilliant. Have him on the show, absolutely brilliant.
Well, he's coming on next week.
Yeah,
awesome.
In chat, he'll be in next week.
Oh, superb. We'd love to speak to you, Much. It'd be absolutely brilliant. Because you are like the #1 dude in the world. So
yeah,
that'd be cool to have him on the show. Pretty
cool. He's easily the best person in the world.
Yeah, yep.
He's right up there. And don't forget,
anybody ever.
He's actually is an iOS Hall of Famer.
Yes.
Well deserved. Well deserved.
So, is it that time?
That time?
Yeah, we got 4 minutes too.
Oh, that time again. That time? That time. It is. It's that time of week again for Mod Showcase of the Week. When they finish whistling. I've got 3 mods. 3 mods to show you. Not 2 or 1, but 3 mods to show you. Or actually, I've got more than 3 mods. I've got 3 modders mods to show you. And one of them has numerous mods. But I saw these on the group this week and blown away. As was Brad, actually. I saw he actually commented on one of them.
Oh, yeah.
So let's jump straight in with Daniel Rizitsky.
That's the man.
How old is he, Rick?
Man. These are beautiful.
Oh,
beautiful mods he's been making.
How old is he?
Oh, he's old and wise, this one.
He's not a youngster. He's been doing it a while. He must be at least 12 now. Yeah. But no, he's making some beautiful mods, and he posted these up this week. I think he's new to the group and posted what he's done in the past, and he's got a 6-month year waiting list.
Yeah, I had a chat with him very briefly. If the waiting list wasn't as long as it is, I would have got one straight away.
Yeah,
I love that blue flash.
Oh, they're just lovely. Every single, I think I've got about 6 or 7 mods here that he's made, and they're just beautiful, aren't they? I mean, look, the inlay in there, and it's gorgeous. I mean, this one for me, that's just I wouldn't even say understated. It's gentlemanly and beautiful, you know. But not a squonker, but a beautiful thing still.
Stunning.
It really is, aren't they? I mean,
every single one is a wow.
Put a Savour on that, eh?
I don't. Yeah. What you just can't fault. You can't fault it. I don't think. I'll show these last 2 of his.
Are these touch sensitive buttons? Is that what they are there?
Are they what? Sorry.
Touch sensitive buttons.
I'm not even sure. I think they're just. They must be a MOSFET in there because they're bigger than they need to be if they aren't. Yeah, I don't know. No, they're probably not touch sensitive, but they must push in, I'd imagine. But beautiful, very nice. And what is that? Night shift? Is it night shift or night work?
Night work mods.
Night work mods. If you've got 6 months to wait, go and put your name down. I think they're about €450 or something like that. So it's not crazy. It's quite a lot. It is a lot. It's high end, but
don't look high end though. I mean, something you pay a lot of money and
it's a keeper.
You're getting a bit of plastic, but that is wow.
And his wood selection. I mean, have you seen any of this wood that isn't great? I mean, he isn't just getting lumps of wood, any old bit of stabilized hybrid wood and knocking a mod up. Every single one of these is a lovely piece of wood. So yeah, I can't fault it. It's simple. It's fantastic. I love it. Really nice.
Yeah. That's probably my favorite one this ever.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, really nice. Anyway, we're getting gushy on that one. Very own. Oh, I say very own. He's a friend of the show and he's a friend of the community. He's made a nice mod this week, and that's Herbie McCubbin. And I think this is beautiful. I really, really like this. Really like this.
Wow.
Oh, that's different.
It's got a lump of wood. He's got holes in it. It's got a switch fit in it. It's a squonker as well. And he's made carbon fiber tubes to hold the battery in the squonk bottle. And He says this is a bit rough. I say on the contrary. I think it's lovely, Herbie.
This is the McGovern mistake, isn't it? He was going to be wood on the bottom as well, and he cocked up and he went, I'm
Yeah.
the changes, and
But more power to him. I think I love it.
Absolutely.
What I really love about it is it looks like somebody wearing a pair of pants. Look,
It does look like somebody.
it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I saw a lot of people asking about the carbon fiber tubes as well. A lot of it turned a lot of mod makers' heads. This.
You can buy tubes and you can wrap them around battery tubes already, which I think is what he's done. If you look at this one, you can sort of see it goes around there.
Yeah.
So you can buy these 1 mil thick tubes that do go around things like that.
It's always nice when you see mod makers sort of go, "Oh, how did you actually do that?"
Yeah, yeah. But no, Herbie, that's lovely, mate. And he said he thinks it's rough. He said to me, "It's rough." I said, "Nah, it's lovely, mate. Really nice. If you don't want it, Herbie, send it to me because I'll use it."
Yeah, there's loads to love about it. And it is like nothing else out there.
Yeah, beyond unique, isn't it?
It's like nothing else out there. It's cool. Very, very cool.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of it. So yeah, brilliant. I really just like the button placement and now it's on the angle and it's all smooth and yeah, really good. Finally, this is good. This is a crazy mod I'm going to show you now. We've had him on before for his crazy creations, but he's put another one up and I've got to show it. I love it. And it's by Francesco Corbo, and he's made this. It's crazy. It's mental. It's super mental, and I think it's super unique. It's out there, isn't it? It's out there.
It totally is. The angled bottle that I've never seen. It looks. It's got like
goes in the hand as well.
I think it looks a bit like a human heart, or I don't know. It's cool. I like it.
God knows you'd want to.
You put up with this.
You need to hold it to know if it feels all right, wouldn't you?
What's the RDA, James?
I don't know.
But look at this thing. Look at these gnarly old bits sticking out and stuck together and so organic. I don't think I've ever seen a more organic mod.
Yeah, it looks like it's been grown rather than being built up, farmed or whatever. Yeah, nice.
It's crazy.
I've never seen an RDA in my life.
No, me neither. Nope, I've no idea what that is.
No, but I'm a big fan of that. That's Francesco Corbo.
Very nice.
Yeah, brilliant. Some decent showcases there. Some really nice stuff going up on the group. If you want to see more, get yourself over to Facebook and search for Mod Showcases because that's where it's at. That's where all the mods are from anybody.
Knock the music off, Rick.
Huh?
Knock the music off. So Stu and Paul and Robbo are all saying it's a no-name RDA.
Was it?
There we go. That's why the chat are here helping us out.
They know their stuff, even if we don't.
That's somebody do, yeah.
This has been the Ideal Home Show. You
I
have
wonder
been,
what it was called.
You have been the Omies. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you to everyone for tuning in as always. You've got Ian, you've got Jibby, you've got Reese, you've got Andy, Ali, Paul, Robbo, Mark, John, Mick. Everyone's in, and
Mooch is in as well.
Mooch is around as
and
well,
Bob and Charlie and Phil and Greg, they're all there.
Steve, don't forget Steve and Stuart.
Yeah.
People say we don't interact with chat.
Horace. Albert.
No, it's absolutely bonkers, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll just put one more link in chat for everyone. This is linked to the Savour RTA line page. Okay, now very much. This is important, and listen carefully, people. We really need you to smash that like button.
We do. It's down there. It's down there. I've done the research.
Smash one of them. I mean, if you didn't like it, smash the dislike button.
Yeah, hit that twice. If you really didn't like it, click the thumbs down twice. If you liked it, smash that like button. But just one.
We always have a few before we even start the show. There's a couple of dislikes.
Yes,
that's
so
quite funny.
Yeah, this has been the Ideal Home Show. Thank you very much for watching. If we could all just wave like this.
Tot ziens.
Thanks for watching.
Bye. John will be back next week.
See you next Thursday.
See you
Bye.
next Thursday.